have a very special guest on today. We're going to bring her over on the main screen from the Tinfoil Hatcast. There is Ali Hagstrom. Am I saying that correctly? I mispronounce names all the time. Let's make this bigger for the audience. There you go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. I'm here with Ali Hagstrom, who works for the Tinfoil Hat podcast with Sam Tripoli. I've been on that show. Ron Placone has been on that show numerous times. Sam has been on this show. And Ali, I've been following you on Instagram because you put out a lot of information, both for Tinfoil Hat and for just yourself, because that's you are in that world. And I wanted to, because I was live last night when the rioting was happening in Minneapolis because the police murdered George Floyd. And then, of course, there was protests here that, once again, the police overreact to, and they're trying to instigate, they instigate tension and fighting. And then when people, then they go, oh, we were just, you know, whatever. So, but one of the posts you had on Instagram, and was showing, because the mainstream media was like, oh, they're burning the Target, they're burning the AutoZone. So that's always sort of the narrative, is people were protesting, and then they made a lot of times like, oh, the angry blacks got violent, and why are they rioting and burning their own stuff down? So you actually posted some video footage. What have you come across that says something completely different than that corporate media narrative that came out of Minneapolis?
Well, first of all, I'm kind of surprised that they were even saying they are burning it down instead of saying they have every right to burn it down.
Right.
Because they love when we fight, and when there's problems, they salivate for it. You know what I mean? And I don't watch CNN. I think Ted Turner is a total LARP. And I can't even turn it on because I get so mad. And sometimes, I want to hear what they're saying just so I can try to have some compassion. But every time it's just like, it's such garbage. It's just such trash that it's hard to pay attention. But the spin was really bad. Anyway, there was, we have to now we now are becoming citizen journalists, obviously, because the media has just gone to the garbage disposal, or if it hadn't been already. But it's so politically motivated. And the whole thing with Black Lives Matter, first of all, was the guy that shot the video of the same exact scenario where the guy was asthmatic and he said, I can't breathe, and they freaking killed him right on the spot. And right. It's like, it's so bizarre to me that another guy is saying, I can't breathe, and then giving more fuel to Black Lives Matter, because everybody knows that if you keep fanning the flames, it's just going to get worse. I haven't seen anyone trying to be diplomatic about it and saying, we need to all band together, or, there's just been absolutely none of that. And it's just like, why are you guys trying to cause division? Always. Can we get a moment where we are united for over something? Because this is obviously a racist thing that happened, or the guy was just so drunk on his power, he didn't know that he was murdering somebody, which I don't understand. If you're a cop, you go through all that training and then you don't get it, right?
Well, they go through the training to peacefully apprehend white people. I mean, I showed on my live stream last night, this crazy white guy comes out of his house swinging a hatchet and a knife, and the cop has a billy club and is like, sir, and he's swinging at the cop, like threatening the cop's life, and they're like, sir, and they're like, we got to defuse this and use non-lethal force. And I put on Twitter, if a black guy came out of his house waving a knife at a cop, they would have unloaded their clips into the guy and said justifiable shooting. So, right. I mean, we've seen this knee on the neck from cops in all these videos. And again, I showed last night all of those open the country back up protesters, many of whom very right-wing, Confederate flags, MAGA hats. They're in the cops' faces screaming at them. They're showing up armed, and the cops are just like, hey, they have a right to protest. And that's just sort of insane. So
Right.
so there's all that narrative, but I want to go specifically, and I probably should have asked you this before the interview, but where is that video footage that you reposted so I could put
that was a civilian that just happened to tweet out the video that she had found on Twitter from a guy that was going live from Periscope at the AutoZone in Minneapolis, exactly during that time. And he has, I've retweeted it on my Twitter page. You can follow me at AllieBean416. And to see the exact video. It's pretty long, it's 55 minutes. But 13 minutes in, a guy shows up with all black, full gas mask, umbrella, which I don't know if you've been watching the Hong Kong riots, but all the Hong Kong people are using umbrellas for tear gas. Because when they start spraying the tear gas, you have to like put the umbrella up in front of your face, you know? So anyway, the guy is in full, you know, coat. It's supposed to be like 100 degrees there. Everybody's, especially the guy who actually got murdered, was like, I can't breathe. It's so hot out here. And this guy's in a hooded jacket, like winter coat, pants, you know, not running shoes, but like worker boots, full gas mask, and he's ready for the tear gas, which they haven't even been tear gassed yet. And he comes with the pickaxe and just goes to the AutoZone and pickaxe all the windows out. And this guy chases him down, and the dude with the camera is like following them both. And there's another guy that's like, "Are you a cop? Are you a cop?" And he's like, "I'll kick." The guy was like, "I'll kick your ass right now. Turn that fucking camera off." You know what I mean? But the way that his body was built and the way that he spoke did not sound like a civilian. Like, he sounded like a cop.
Okay, so
yeah.
Before I want to actually, I found it on your Twitter feed. So her Twitter is at Allie916, and I'm actually putting
it's
this.
It's AllieBean416.
I'm sorry, it wasn't even close. AllieBean.
I gotta get a real name.
416. Just I had a 6 in there somewhere. But this is from your Twitter feed, and I just want to show this. So I'm going to put this on the screen for everybody to see. This is what she's talking about. So this was in Minneapolis yesterday. Look at this.
I ain't got part of that shit.
He's just smashing the windows at the AutoZone.
Dude. I zoomed in. I'll zoom out a little bit. Those cops will come for you if you're pulling that crap. No, that's not.
But can you see that he just did the windows and ran off?
Yeah.
Nothing else?
No. Oh, God damn it.
He just, wow, man.
Here comes some more.
And then there's the tear gas.
Wow.
More gas. We're throwing it back, too.
Hold on. I'll pause it here. I mean, that looks coordinated to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? And everybody, the girl that posted the clip is like, these are undercover cops. They were starting the fire. They were doing the arson last night. Tell everybody. She's like, tell everybody. And it's just like, how can you even believe the narrative anymore? You know what I mean? This is their wet dream, to send the National Guard and do martial law and put everyone on curfew, you know? And not only that, we're coming to the end of, you know, Corona, and they need a new reason for us to all be fighting.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
I have such a hard time believing anything anymore, you know?
No, it's absolutely.
Because
I'm sorry, go ahead.
They are doing this in Hong Kong. There have been busted undercover cops in Hong Kong doing the same thing, and they were doing it to the yellow vests in France when they were protesting Macron. So this isn't a new thing.
No, we've seen this uncovering of cops at other Black Lives Matter things, at Occupy Wall Street. Like, there were people inside Occupy Wall Street trying to make it violent. And the Occupy movement was like, no, this is a sit-in. This is just a peaceful sit-in. We're not happy with this. And they were like trying to incite it to be violent. And again, I showed some interviews last night where this white local news journalist says to this young black kid, like, what's going to make you guys stop doing all this? And this black kid goes, when the cops instigate this. I mean,
Right.
You watch the footage, just some of the footage I watched last night in downtown LA at, like, I think it was Temple and Union, and the cops show up, you must disperse, this is an illegal. How is it illegal? I've marched in downtown LA before for anti-war protests. I mean, I marched with the Sunrise Movement. I marched with an anti-Iran war thing. How is when it's Black Lives Matter, suddenly it's illegal?
Well, probably because of Corona, we're supposed to be socially distancing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're not supposed to gather. Like our like our First Amendment rights, a right to assemble, is just totally thrown out the window. The Constitution is dead right now. It's completely dead. What a more perfect time to have something like this happen, coordinated or not. You know?
Well, the other thing too is I don't think they realize, or maybe this is part of their bigger plan. I don't know, but like, you know, we're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30% unemployment. You have people like June 1st is Monday, where people are going to be hitting their third month of not being able to pay rent. More layoffs. Even if we open up all these businesses, great. There's still going to be, companies are never going to recover. Some businesses are never going to recover. I mean, I don't just.
You should be more worried for the small business owner than the people that are on unemployment, because actually a lot of people that are on unemployment are making more now than they were at their jobs, and nobody wants to go back.
Right. And the small business owner isn't getting any of this $4 trillion bailout, you know?
Bailout. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but I've yet to look into it. But I mean, George Carlin has a famous quote: "They want you just smart enough to be able to work these dumb jobs and do paperwork, but stupid enough to not know how to make your own money." Yeah. You know what I mean? And I just hope everyone's using this opportunity, if you are out of work, to try to pull yourself off of working for the man. You know. But that's not the case, because the majority, and I was just talking about this with somebody else, I mean, the majority of our labor force in California is all Latino, and they're living like 10 people to a house, you know, and nobody has money. So.
Yeah, which is why Latinos who occupy 39% of the state of California are 53% of the people being infected by COVID-19. And so... yeah, it's a brutal situation. But before I let you go, and I appreciate you taking the time, and I'm sorry for all the tech stuff.
That's okay.
What would you tell people to start looking for or to pay attention to as this moves on?
Well, first of all, just make sure you're watching how the media starts spinning everything. Obviously, if you've gone to Tinfoil Hat today, there was a picture of the cop, quote unquote, that was wearing a hat that said "Make America White Again." That was a false picture, and the guy in the picture is actually this guy named Joseph Lee Riches or something. He's a known troll, and he put that picture on the internet, and then somebody ran it as, "This is the cop wearing a Make America White Again," and that's why people started going crazy. So what you really have to be aware of is just fake stuff to try to instigate people into even more violence. You know, peaceful protests start with the person, and just have your phone on you to videotape whatever you can if you decide to go out and, you know, take a stand. Just make sure that you are batteried up and you're recording everything, because we can't rely on the news anymore. We need regular people on their phones giving us the actual story of what's happening.
Oh yeah, because you just watch it. I mean, because I mean, that's all I do on this show. You know, you see the news covering it last night. Oh, they're right. And one of the local Fox channel in LA, when they were showing that helicopter footage of the people on the 101 smashing up that CHP car, right? This guy on Fox 11 goes, "I don't know why they're doing that. It wasn't LAPD. It was in Minneapolis." And I'm like, "Why, that guy is totally missing the decades, if not centuries of frustration of unarmed black men just getting killed because they were black. I mean, the guy wrote a bad
100%.
check. It's like,
and they were lucky, honestly, when nobody did anything after Ahmaud Arbery or whatever that guy's name was. Is it Ahmaud Arbery? Yeah. Because we stayed in our houses and we stayed quiet. And then this was like, they were like waiting to come out for this.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Because how gross of a society are, I mean, LA is not Minneapolis. I'm from Montana originally. There's so much racism up there still, but we cannot let this go down.
No.
And honestly, regular people, I was saying earlier, it's a monkey see, monkey do atmosphere. If they start the looting with some other person that's a fix, people just start looting because they see other people looting. And, it just takes a bigger person to just, walk away or at least make sure you're filming so you can catch dude with the umbrella and you can catch these weirdos that look completely out of place. How are you just going to have a pickaxe and just casually walk by and blast out the windows like nothing and then just walk off and not even like and then on his way out, he's like, I'm with you. It's like, no, the guy's like, you look like a effing cop, And then he just kept walking.
Yeah. So that's the key. When you look for these people, they're trying to instigate riots. So he just smashed out. It wasn't like he smashed out the windows and went in and stole stuff himself. He just did it. And then, I know this will start people going through the windows. And it's like, and everyone's like, oh, why are they looting? Well, even the looting, this guy instigated it. But I understand the loot. Like, I don't give a shit if AutoZone, some big corporation, loses money. I mean, thoughts and prayers. For them, but yeah, it's important to see that they want us violent and fighting.
But then I don't know if you noticed, but in Minneapolis, they lit a low income housing facility on fire, and the whole building went up in flames, and that's all low income people.
Right.
So it's like I can't imagine that it's so bizarre.
Yeah, the people in the neighborhood would not be burning that building
because
down.
they know they could know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Why are you going to burn down an apartment building? That, to me, that doesn't make any sense. The entire apartment building went up in flames.
Yeah. Well, Allie, we'll stay on top of this. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And where can people follow you and everything?
Well, always follow us on Tinfoil Hat on Instagram, and Sam's Twitter is We Go Deep Homeboy on Twitter for Tinfoil Hat. We did just get shut off of YouTube. We got pulled again. This is our second time getting pulled from YouTube. And we've been being shadow banned for forever because of what we talk about. But we're trying. So Tinfoil Hat on Instagram. And you can follow me at AllieBean416. I'm trying to do some stuff. I'm going from being like a regular person that's taking like Instagram photos to now like I have a voice. So it's like hard for me to like get. I don't want to disappoint him. It's not all media. It's like my own personal page, but you can definitely go on there and see some stuff.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I had a conversation with Sam about him. You guys should come over to Rockfin. So I hope you do that because Rockfin, we can say whatever we want over there.
Right.
It's blockchain and it's crypto. So Allie, thank you so much. Everybody check out Allie and check out Tinfoil Hat podcast with my good friend Sam Tripoli. Thanks, Allie. We'll have you on the show soon.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Graham.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Okay, see ya.
Hey, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button and the subscribe button, even if you've done it before, because they're unsubscribing, many of you, every day. Watch the ads all the way through. If you click skip ad, I don't get paid. Also, support us at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Rockfin.com is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. All my videos are on Rockfin ad-free. Thanks for watching.